This concludes member statements. I'll now allow for 7 ministerial responses. Can I get hands? Seen Minister of Water. Are there any other ministers on virtual? Basic education. Okay. While we start with the Minister of Water, I'll be assisted to get Honorable Lozi. Are you Minister of?
No,
I say this because you did not say you're raising a point of order. So I was saying,
Speaker,
did I miss the news?
Speaker, I know with respect, Speaker, I just want to put it on record that this thing of the serial absence of ministers in Parliament is worrying. Let's just put it on the record that we are having a very bad experience of ministers in the 7th administration not coming to Parliament, and even in the committees there, they are serially absent. I'm hoping that you're going to fix it because the next step will have to be to bring them here physically
Okay,
to the
Honorable
parliamentary
Dlozi.
security forces.
Honorable Dlozi, I am sure your member of the Chief Whips Forum did indicate that the Chief Whips Forum, given that we don't yet have a structure that can accommodate everybody, agreed that for this session until the recess, which we're going to go now, is going to be a hybrid session, meaning that other people will be on virtual and others will be present in the House. So that was agreed to, and that applies, order, honorable members, that applies also to ministers. So there was no exception that in the hybrid situation, ministers are only the ones that are compelled to be in the House. Honorable,
No, thank
Marshall.
you, Speak.
yes,
But I think the context you are bringing this matter, it's not correct. We agreed that between now up until we come back on the 7th,
mhm,
we're going to have hybrid.
yes,
But the issue of the ministers being present, because it can be that the ministers, they're not going to be here, they're going to be on virtual, when they know that they've got an important task. When we come here and then, especially when there are questions that must be responded by the same ministers, they know the importance of them coming and being physical here
Thank you.
in the session. So that was the context,
Okay.
because not that important issues, they can be taken and then people on virtual, where last week we had an issue of a minister that was
Honorable
not ordered
Dlamini,
until we had to ask someone to intervene here.
Honorable
So that's why it's
Dlamini,
important for them to be here.
Honorable Dlamini, I've noted the point of order, Chief Whip, but just to indicate that the principle remain. When we say Parliament is going to be on hybrid with no qualification, and I'm being emphatic, no qualification, that also includes ministers. But when it comes to questions, ministers have been in the House. It's only last week where the deputy minister who was standing in for the minister was on virtual, and I ruled as a speaker that that question will come back to the House for a response because the deputy minister was not audible. So I wouldn't want us to belabor the point, because while I understand the principle that has been raised, but I think it is important to also respect the decisions we ourselves have made. Honorable Chief Whip.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. No, I really wanted to reaffirm that position because we had a meeting, not now, on several occasions, when we took a decision that we are going to hold meetings virtually up until the end of this quarter. And there was no provision in that decision to say that, but virtually will not be sufficient for ministers if they are not going to be in the House in person. And our understanding is that the rules of Parliament regard the virtual connectivity of the members who are not in the House as being part of the House. The concern about ministers not responding to questions is a concern that we all share. And I think it's a concern that is being addressed on the basis of the intervention you made last time regarding the deputy minister. And all other ministers, we're looking at the virtual logging in. Beside Minister Majotina who's here, there's quite a few of them, if not more than half of them, who have joined the meeting in the virtual space. That's what I wanted to clarify, Minister.
Honorable members, I see Honorable Manye, I will recognize you, but can we actually bring this issue to a close so that we get ministers to respond to the statements and then we can proceed to the statement by Honorable Majodina. Honorable Manye?
Thank you, Speaker. Some of these things were decided when some of us were not part of the mix. One of the things.
Order, order,
one of the
honorable
things-
members. Order, honorable members. Honorable Manye, you can continue.
Speaker, this matter, we'll pick it up at the Chief Whip's Forum.
Yes,
The issue of deputy ministers, deputizing ministers here is inadequate because in the first instance, they don't have executive authority. And they also don't have the full background of the issues being dealt with here because they
No.
don't attend cabinet. And therefore, when they respond to supplementary questions as deputy ministers on matters that were decided at cabinet, they are always not as extensive as they should be. So I'm saying we'll raise it at the Chief Whip's Forum, but the issue of deputy ministers without executive authority should not represent ministers. Ministers must come themselves.
order. Honorable Manye, that matter was resolved. If the MK party wants to reopen the issue, the Rules Committee is there to reopen the issue. But can I please rule that we go back to responses to member statement? Honorable Ndlozi.
Thanks, Speaker. I really thank you for your indulgence. I understand the frustration. So the thing we just want to bring to your attention, Speaker. Member statements, you're going to take 7 ministers, for
Yes.
example. There are only 3 in the House. This is becoming a norm. I'm saying that, no, the Honorable.
Can you please speak through the speaker?
It's not right.
Speak through the speaker.
Please protect me so I can finish quickly.
Honorable members, I am not going
I'm
to
being given
entertain
pieces, yeah. I
to
don't
the
want pieces
debate
from
that are
me and
happening.
you. I don't want.
Order, Honorable Ndlozi. Can you finish your point and let's go to the business of the day? I understand the issue you've raised, and as I said, let's address it. But unfortunately, in the discussion of the chief whips, they didn't make that qualification because it would have been addressed there. So for now, let's come back to the issue. What is it, Honorable Reddy?
Madam Speaker, I rise in terms of Rule 84, where
Yes.
a member of the House, honorable member, was making, and I want to know if that is parliamentary. Thank you.
Honorable Reddy, you missed your TV time last week. Somebody took your slot. But honorable member, the gestures, I would look at it and come back to the House. Can we please allow ministers to respond to the statements? Honorable Majodina?